Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna. All right, let's get to it. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus.
There are problems with the sound, Guru Maharaj, and you're frozen as well. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay, we up to speed? Jesus Srila Prabhupada, 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 Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Morning. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Chaitanya, Shri Krishna 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 Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nimai Pandit, Vishvambara, Vishvambara, Gaurachandra, Gaurachandra, Gauranga, Gauranga, Vishvambara, Vishvambara, Gaurachandra, Gauranga, Gauranga, Vishvambara, 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 Gauranga, Gaurachandra, 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 Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, Gaurachandra, Gaurachandra, Gauranga, Gaurachandra, Gaurachandra, Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Goranga, 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 Goranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhaktivinoda. Let's see. I'll do this before. Okay. Let's see here. Adi Lila chapter 7-4 in Caitanya Caritamrita. And let's see. Text number 8. Number 7. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Krishna, let me offer my, text 6. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, who has manifested himself in 5, as a devotee, expansion of a devotee, as a devotee, as an expansion of a devotee, an incarnation of a devotee, and a pure devotee in devotional energy. Krishna, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna, the reservoir of all pleasure, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, the Supreme Controller. No one is greater than or equal to Sri Krishna, yet He appears as the son of Maharaj Nanda. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the supreme enjoyer in the rasa dance. He is the leader of the damsels of Raj, and all others are simply his associates. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the supreme enjoyer in the rasa dance. He is the leader of the damsels of Raj, and all others are simply his associates. Yeah. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the supreme enjoyer in the rasa dance, and he is the leader of the damsels of Raj, and all others are simply his associates. It's a great secret, this supreme enjoyer, Krishna, supreme enjoyer. See, and intimacy is he's living in our hearts. See, nobody knows that. See, the veil has to be taken down. So devotional service takes the veil down. And then we realize, oh, Krishna's there enjoying. He's enjoying in Lalita's heart, River's heart, my heart, everybody's heart. Or he's enjoying superficially. That's why you can't mix sex with the enjoyment of Krishna, because that's not it. See, he's the supreme enjoyer, and he's enjoys with the damsels of Raj. These are the ones who are awakened. See, those are the ones who know that the Lord is in the heart. See, they're aware he's enjoying there, and that's their enjoyment, is the Lord's enjoyment. See, that's Krishna consciousness. That's what you get here. Realize that's a resident of Vrindavan. If you're not like that, and you don't experience that, you're not a resident. That's why these tantrics who try to mix in Vaishnavism, with their sex, they're off, man. So don't let, if anybody ever comes here, don't let them fool you. They're pretenders, imitators, sahajas, the real sahajas. Yeah. This is so beautiful, this relationship. And the Lord Chaitanya has given it so easily. He's given it so easily here. We're distributors of that relationship that you can't attain on your own, in your own way, even by austerities or anything they're teaching in Vaishnavism. You have to attain it as a gift by association with the devotees who have that relationship. Isn't it always been that way? How would people get the Holy Spirit without Jesus and association? Who had that? See, he preached about it. See, the Pharisees didn't have it, didn't have that awakening. Therefore, they couldn't preach about it. They couldn't distribute it. They didn't have that realization. And Jesus did, but he didn't hold it back. He could have just, did what Nityananda did in the beginning, just went around looking at everybody, smiling, but he didn't preach, didn't communicate it to others. It comes through the voice, comes through the sound vibration, comes from the realization of that personal, like you're actually experienced devotee, experiencing Vrindavan like that. The happiness of Krishna. You're an intimate associate of the Lord. You got to be it. If you're not, you cannot teach this stuff. No way. And so now you're the standard in this world. Like now we're the standard in this world, and people coming forward and showing that they're not it. There are so many imitators, so many sahajas. They're only talking about themselves. This is real. This is no. Yeah. That self-same Lord Krishna invented himself as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with all his eternal associates, who are also equally glorious. See, equally. Isn't that amazing? Now that's the right way to attain equality with God, equality with Guru. See, not the wrong way, try to imitate and try to be bigger, better, and more. See, equality. Lalita chants like her guru chants, gives pleasure to Krishna. She knows what it's like. She's a resident of Vrindavan. Johan also. Anybody else like that feels pleasure in Krishna's pleasure and understands how that shows up. And that's where you get here, just by association. Just by being here. And following the process, of course. You have to, part of being here is following the process. Abandoning your opinions that don't work to bring you to this point. Abandon your opinions. And that is very easy. Sometimes it may take a person 20, 30 years to abandon their opinion. Who knows? It may take them 2 minutes. Maybe they don't even have the issue. They just say, hey, man, what you're saying sounds right, and I feel it in my heart. And then we, give you the option. Well, also becoming, see in the scriptures where it's shown that that's it. See, and then you can communicate and people, because you never know. People can be sentimental. You know, there are people worshiping Fauci. He's got a group. They put a picture of Pope. When he wanted to retire, they all cried. Oh, Fauci! Oh, Fauci! They also were like these charismatic leaders. There's the CCP in China. They worship. Many people worship. Oh, yeah, they cry in tears, and they're torturers. They torture you, and you're worshiping them. Stockholm syndrome or something. And all they do is get you in fear and in control. See, that's what Maya's game. Krishna's game is also it's the reflection. No, this is the reflection here. Maya's game. You worship mundane people as your religious leaders, and that goes all the way up. I mean, as the political leaders, and then goes all the way up into religion, where you worship the Pope as you're in between that, and the same kind of mundane consciousness is in Vaishnavism, even to this day. Even more so in that sense, because instead of having one pope, you have, you got hundreds and thousands of gurus now to worship as good as God. You're only good as God when you have that equality. Qualitative equality is you have the heart that a Vaishnava has, an associate has. So the Lord came as an associate. He came to show, this is how you worship the Lord. You please the Lord in your heart by associating with his intimate devotees and chanting with them. Developing faith in their word, which is ascertained by their intimate ecstatic worship. See, the scriptures are written by intimate ecstatic devotees, which confirms the actual preaching of a devotee Bhagavat. And a devotee Bhagavat's word is confirmed by the book Bhagavat. They help each other in that way. And then they help the world develop faith. How else can you abandon? You cannot experience this happiness of God by speculation. Remember, I read that yesterday. If you still believe you can, well, go on and fight it. Okay? Fight it as much as you want, and if it gets too close in here, I'll just kick you out, because I only want to. The Lord He only likes to relish these things with His associates, like Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing to hear in a society of devotees. Devotees, they're on the same page. They're into Krishna's opinion, not their own. Well, their own becomes Krishna's opinion, and Krishna's opinion becomes their own. They own that. They feel, oh yeah, I want to possess this, and I possess this is my possession, is Krishna's opinion. See, that's this intimate relationship. That's what you can get here. But if you keep your own opinions, like some do here, you keep your own opinions and you think, oh, Gaur Hari has his opinion and I have mine, you're off. You're in Maya still. That's why people see you can't cheat Krishna, because Krishna knows, oh, look, they have a different opinion. And they may try to promote it. Oh, yeah, I'm an ecstatic devotee too. Look at me. But upon examination, that opinion is different than their spiritual master's opinion. You can tell whose opinion is different. They usually say, all glories to the spiritual masters. They don't specify the one that's right in front of their face. See, they didn't get it yet. It's like Prabhupada when he said, the devotee said, oh, isn't it great Krishna came and delivered his name to us. And Prabhupada said, no, it's great that I came, that your guru came and gave you Krishna. Otherwise, you wouldn't. Yeah, you leave the guru out. It's like some people here. Be careful. They come and they say, well, you're now as ecstatic as Gohari does. Oh, you can go on your way. You don't need him anymore. See, this thing is just, they don't get it. See, so there's these kinds of things here. That's when you keep your own opinions. It's not Krishna's opinion, Uh, See, that self-same Lord Krishna invented himself as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with all his eternal associates, who are all equally glorious. Why are they equally glorious? See, Satchidananda is Satchidananda, right? You got the reservoir, Radha and Krishna are Satchidananda in a big way. And then you got the devotees, and Satchidananda is a plenary portion like Nityananda or Advaita. I think they're plenary. There's something big. They're big, but they're Satchidananda also, right? But also Srivas Thakur is Satchidananda, and he's just this little atom. That little atom can deliver a whole universe, can take shelter of that little atom. It's unbelievable, isn't it? All you need is one devotee like Satchidananda. So, how can people know the glories of Sat, Chit, and Ananda in this world? And that's the real Krishna, and that's the real devotee, unless the devotee preaches Sat, Chit, and Ananda in this world. Shows the eternal form, shows that even though they got a body, there's the eternal form manifest in their body. Not only their form, but they show you the beautiful figure of Krishna and Radha. Oh, is it? A beautiful conception. So we're here to preach Satchidananda. Look how powerful it is. People are awakening. Ecstasy. It shows you this powerful preaching. When you have Satchidananda manifested on this planet, and look, she attacks and we counterattack. They try to take it down, or they speculate, put all their speculations out, like Ramdas Vijayavasi's and Balaram even, has all his ideas. Those are all speculating. And that's why you see him and Ramdas Vijayavasi, thank you for your service, as examples. That's why you won't be ecstatic until you give up your opinions and realize you're not the teacher here. Gohari Das is the teacher. And there's a reason. Because the Lord's opinion is coming through here. And if your opinion differs here, you won't be ecstatic. So that's okay. If you like, stay as dry as you are, both of you guys, and even some in our Sangha. Stay as dry as or as sahaja as you like, until you figure it out. See, Lalita, you got to follow the example of devotees like Johan and River and Lalita. You see, they follow the opinion that is presented here, and you see they can relish Ras. It's just right in front of everybody's face. The book Bhagavad is in action here. See, Lalita and River, they relish this opinion because it's the one that's in the book. It's Krishna's real opinion. They're convinced of that. Their heart convinces of them. It purifies. It'll purify people who have different opinions. When you start letting it go. Do you want to be a false follower? Like we have false followers in our Sangha. simply because they hold their own opinions. But you don't have to be. Now we're giving more and more. Before they would just divide it and just, oh, you're the false followers, go over there. So here we give them another chance. Isn't that nice? Now that's mercy. Before they just divided and threw them over in that pile. Here we even giving false followers. I like giving people second, third, fourth, fifth chances. Why not? Why not show how merciful Lord Chaitanya is? Some people say, why don't you block these people? No way. Well, maybe sometimes for a while, but not for long. I believe when I get really clear on something, others will get clear on it. So that's basically how this works. The deepest devotees, they're in line with the opinion that is given by their guru. Because their gurus ascertained their opinion by very deep ecstatic worship for a long time. See, and they give you a very clear conception of Krishna's opinion in the book. I mean, that the book is written by somebody like that, the Krishnadas Kaviraj. Look, he did even Govinda Lilamrita. That's amazing. That's presenting Krishna in a very deep, deep way. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the supreme controller, uh, see, supreme controller, isn't that amazing? Interesting. I was listening to the protege of Carl Schwab, and he was saying, "There's no God here. We're gods here, and we're going to hack everybody. We're going to go inside and control them. We got the money." See, they all think that they got the power and money. They're like Hiranyakashipu. See, they think they're the controller. See, that's demoniac. See, demigod is they got a little bit, oh, it's, they try to, it's God, they worship God. They don't, a lot of times the demigod types, the charismatic, the goodness, the good people here, they believe in a God and all that, but they're not really clear on exactly who that God is. And sometimes angels and um, who knows, these ghostly people, they come and imitate a little bit, so they're not really clear. See, so it's better. That's why it's better. At least you're looking to God. These demons, they don't believe in God. They're the ones in charge of the world. That's why people see the demons. They have a nature to suppress, to conquer, to control, to be tyrannical and fascist. See, that when you see those symptoms on the planet, that means, oh, the demons are in control and manifesting, bringing it out. Before they were working on it in the background, making their plans and having their meetings and all that stuff. See, so Krishna is a supreme controller. How can he be supreme if they think they're in control? That's how the Lord controls, by the modes of nature, puts them in ignorance. See? Makes them think that they're gods and they're just little peons, pipsqueaks. See, his modes of nature imitate the true Lord, and therefore their happiness is very limited. It's only that's why you see they're really into the enjoyment of the senses and especially pride and false prestige. It's kind of a subtle enjoyment of the demons. They like this to be important persons. Even the demigods kind of have that also. It's that's the real false ego. But these demons, they will kill you to get that kind of control, and they are now. To get their plans accomplished, they'll do anything. It's called Machiavellian philosophy. The end justifies the means. If you have a certain plan, uh, whatever means you can to get your plan. I mean, Hiranyakashipu used the same ideas. Kamsa also, and Karl Schwab also. They're very, very hypocritical lying, cheating, all that. But they're controlled by the mode of ignorance and passion. See, and therefore their happiness is limited. Even the demigods, because they speculate, their happiness is limited. Because they naturally speculate on God. Even demigods, even persons that are liberated souls have to go to a Vaishnava who's on this path of prema, relishing mellows. Everybody has to go there, much less Radhanath and, and Acharya Dev. If they don't come here, they don't get this. They're still speculating on what that is. They speculate on Guru Tattva, and their own presence in that position is proof of it. Well, the book doesn't give it, doesn't ordain them, does it? Chapter 1 of Adi Lila doesn't ordain that. See, so if people want this to be glorified, see, to be glorified, the Lord, well, you'll be glorified by the demigods will shower flowers on you. Like, wow, you made it. You found the real path in this world. You made it. Okay? And then automatically the Lord glorifies you. How does he do that? You're not even thinking about it. You're just relishing the mellows of chanting and ecstasy. And you're radiating the glory of God. That's why it's so powerfully purifying. Okay? Supreme Controller, Personality of Godhead, has ecstatically become a devotee. Ecstasy, a devotee and ecstasy, synonymous. You're not ecstatic. You're not a real devotee yet. You're practicing. You're trying to attain this. Like I read somebody put a purport of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said it's different from a devotee uh, trying to attain Krishna and one who has attained Krishna. I think it was in reference to being purified. It's different for a devotee that is purified and purifying others, or working towards purification of themselves, and a devotee who is purifying others. See? But you got to go deep into that, because even a devotee who is purified is feeling purified by um, by their engagement in devotional service and by their spreading devotion. That is part of the process. It's a transcendental experience that you never give up. The devotee's feeling purified by engaging in devotional service, like taking a shower. It's nice to take a shower, isn't it? Don't you like to take shower? I love to take showers. It just feels good, to cleanse off. The same thing with chanting in ecstasy. It just feels good to do. That's called purifying. See, but at the same time, because you're in an ecstatic stage, you're not just trying to purify yourself, and you really don't care about others. Maybe sentimentally you do, but you're just really, it's about you, about your purification only. The devotees do both. We're at that stage, many of us. It's beautiful. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Controller, the one personality of Godhead, has ecstatically become a devotee, yet his body is transcendental and not materially tinged. See, and that's the process. When you become an ecstatic devotee, you're chanting the holy name in ecstasy. Your body is not materially tinged now. It's being purified of material taints. He even says in Bhagavatam, Prahlad, when he would be in ecstasy, when was it Nishingadeva appeared, he went into ecstasy, and it just purified his body, be hanging out with the demons. Bali Maharaj got that boon from Vamanadev, said, oh yeah, you're going to hell because your guru cursed you. No problem, I'll be there with you. And when you get maybe a little tainted from your association with the demons, I'll be there to purify you. You see, if you're just on Vaidhi Bhakti, you don't get that privilege. That's why people who get this like it here. Why you want to go back to that river and Lalita, where you're just trying to purify yourself by just rules only, and in that association with those who are like that, or do you like this method? Yeah. See, this is our contribution to Vaishnavism, to have this method of purification, have to be ecstatic devotee, see, and not have your body materially tinged. See, because whatever tinges are there will be purified in your bhajan now. Not by rules and being, I'm just doing this because of the rule. It's superficial purification. Even in the mode of goodness, people doing that. There are people, they say, oh, well, I've got to do this because they consider it like their way of purification, that they will become sinful if they act in a way that's not in the mode of goodness. If they're not kind and respectful or whatever it is. They think that's going to purify them. Don't they teach that? You follow the rule. Be humble, Prabhu. But that's not even real purification. Just to be humble forcefully. See, be austere, man. Renounce. That's not real purification yet. It's purification of the body, maybe, but not of the soul. Right? You need to get Bhakti Lata Bij when it's offered, and it's being offered here. You need to get the attraction to worship Krishna, where you feel you're purified by your love, your attachment to the name of God, his pastimes of God. You're purified by that. The transcendental mellow of conjugal love of Krishna is so wonderful that Krishna himself accepts the form of a devotee to relish and taste it fully. See, conjugal love is so beautiful, so wonderful. What is that nature of that? It's very intimate understanding of Krishna, very intimate understanding of these verses, because these verses live inside you as your actual experience. That's why I'm commenting on it. Otherwise, you can't comment on these things. Oh, I could give you a speculative answer at best. If people, they think, well, it's really prestigious to teach Raghunuga Bhakti and spontaneous, Raghunuga Bhakti. So it's very prestigious to teach Caitanya Caritamrita and Caitanya Bhagavat. They're devotees like that. I've seen them. But you hear their explanations, they're kaputs, completely unrelatable. They're not in relation there because they're not a relation. Your words have to have relationship with the Lord because your heart is in relation, see, with worship like that. Yeah. See, to taste, isn't that interesting? To taste it fully. That's why it's all about taste. If you don't taste the nectar in this holy names and pastimes and qualities of the Lord and speaking about the Lord, then you don't know real Krishna consciousness now. You don't know why the Lord has descended in his incarnation as Lord Chaitanya. Now, isn't that important to know? Doesn't Bhagavad Gita say those who know the purpose of Krishna's descent in this world, see, have knowledge of that, don't come back? Well, how much more so Lord Chaitanya? Because there are things you can learn about through Lord Chaitanya and his intimate associates that you couldn't learn through Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because Lord Chaitanya is the latest incarnation. You see, he revealed, he kept saying to Arjuna, I'm going to give you more confidential knowledge. And the next chapter, oh, here, this is even more confidential. You think that ever stops? Okay? And more confidential is Caitanya Caritamrita, Caitanya Lila, the most confidential. That's why Prabhupada said that Caitanya Caritamrita is postgraduate, but yet he taught Chaitanya. He still told people, study Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So they study, but they speculate, and so they don't. Most devotees, and Acharya Dev himself has not heard the Bhagavatam yet. Can you imagine? And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not bluffing. I'm not lying. I'm not cheating anybody. He has not heard the Bhagavatam. They just don't know. They think they hear they read the Bhagavatam, they speak the Bhagavatam, but they never really heard the Bhagavatam because Prabhupada didn't go into the deeper explanations. It's in his book, but it's waiting to be pulled out by the more intimate associates. And if he and all these other gurus don't come here, then they're not acting according to the path. They didn't make it to the path of being a real disciple yet. They're still in practice. Practicing to become a guru, which you can't really practice like that. That all it does is give you more obstacles to deal with, really. Practicing to be a follower of a guru. That's all it is, just practice. You're still not hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam because you have to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam from an ecstatic, loving devotee who has realized the Bhagavatam. And if you're unwilling to do that now, how can you say you can get into the kingdom of God? Because that possibility is here now. I'm not sitting here, realizing the purport of the Bhagavatam and Caitanya Lila and Chaitanya and Krishna Lila and keeping it to myself and just giving you a bunch of rules. We're giving you the frank, the honest, the intimate understanding, regardless of people asking for it or not. Because if I don't, those who are real devotees will not be fed because these gurus can't feed them. There are real devotees in these things waiting to be fed, but they don't, and they're only there by default. Just like I was. I was in ISKCON for 5 years. It wasn't really the place for me. Now, ideally, I was already a Raganuga Bhakta. I already immediately chanted in ecstasy. I read the books in ecstasy. That was not the place really to cultivate what I really needed. Because as soon as I started to chant in ecstasy in the temple, I was shut down. Right, it's a different level of devotional service. They're at devotional service in practice. And most will probably die in that level. Unless there's some divine intervention. But where is that? I think only here. Yes. This is the only, and I'm telling you boldly and frankly, because there's not a lot of time. We don't know how much time there is really, but it seems a lot shorter. There's a heavy depopulation program going on as we speak now. So if you're meant to get it, you'll get it, and we just speak frankly now and not pull punches and all that stuff. Yeah. What was my point? I'm driving a point. I forgot. Is it important?
They counteract your ecstatic symptoms in the temples. They don't give the real Bhagavatam.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got to hear it from a real devotee, and then when you do, what happens? You hear the book Bhagavat and from the devotee Bhagavat's mouth, and you really listen, and which naturally you'll be like, oh, that was off, and that was off, and you take on the opinion, see, and then you get your heart. Is communicated. The devotion is awakened in your heart by that purification of hearing. See, if you're unwilling to do it, you won't make it to the level of ecstatic devotion. You'll just die of Vaidhi Bhakti. There's nothing you could study. You can get your followers. You can get them because you're really renounced. People look up to that. They look up to the mode of goodness. They think, oh, I would love to be renounced like you. You know, many of these gurus were teaching that's what Krishna consciousness is about, is to be a big renunciate. You know, and also, yeah, be a devotee, but actually, unless you're renounced, unless you're perfect in your renunciation and you renounced all material desires, you can't get the mercy of prema. Well, anyway, that's not the way the Lord worked 550 years ago. See, that's the way a speculator works. That's why I didn't like, even with Narayan Maharaj, I was there a year and a half, and I didn't like this idea. Took me a while to get clear. Why is that? I don't like what he's saying. I don't. Yeah, a lot of times I couldn't even understand it. It was like, so, it wasn't like Prabhupada, very practical. It's like here, these talks, very practical. Yeah, a sannyasi can benefit. Just an ordinary person in the world could benefit. You know, it's the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is here. We glorify that because we're actually representing. If anybody develops faith that the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is here, oh, you're so fortunate. You'll get experiences, and you will. I mean, if you really get it, you'll never leave here because the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is extraordinary. And if you do, it'll be just a big lesson that Maya tricked you. That's all I got. I left that because I didn't have anybody to. We had no real group or anything. People may best they came and gone. After a while, I thought, well, and then I got to see all these gurus. I thought, well, maybe Vaishnavism is a pagan thing. So let me go back to Jesus, or let me go to Eckhart Tolle. Let me go somewhere else. Check that out. But after checking all these things out sufficiently, I realized, you know what? Krishna consciousness was fantastic. And it was the most fantastic when I was by myself. When I'm with all these devotees who I don't even want what they got. I don't like their big pompous programs and their external bang bang clang clang chantings. Oh yeah, okay. Let me just stay alone. Let me chant the holy name. Let me read Prabhupada's books and Caitanya Caritamrita and Caitanya Bhagavat and be happy. And then this happens. Yeah. Even Bhakti Vinod said that. He said, if you attain devotion, he said, stay alone and do your bhajan until Krishna sends some good association. And it worked. I just start preaching. Then Prabhupada's order came. Yeah, preach, and now just preach this message. You'll be unpopular, but you'll have my order. Krishna's appearance. You just go on, but you watch. Some will come. Hey, 21 people today. That ain't bad. I'm sure this is refreshing to some people. Where you can be yourself. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do devotional service where you can be yourself and you can go through stuff, you know? And even if people in the group don't accept you, Go Haridas is here to keep it going, He'll forgive you 21,000 times.
Maharaj, most people go back to what they know, especially if something isn't working for them or they don't like it anymore. They go back to what they know.
Yeah.
Just go
Yeah,
back
they
to
go
what
back to
they
what
used to.
they know.
Yeah.
It's familiar and comfortable. And so especially the older people, they're sometimes like that. Like when they start to go through the change, the transformation, they get afraid and they go back. That's what it is not understanding the purification. You think, oh, yeah. Because it can be a bit bewildering, because people identify with their conditioning. The purification is just that conditioning, those opinions. Like wanting to hold on, for Prabhupada's, Vaidhi Bhakti program, A lot of comments here. Yeah. So Advaita Char is an incarnation. Oh, wait. For this reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the supreme teacher, accepts the form of a devotee and accepts Nityananda as his elder brother. See? The transcendental mellow of conjugal love of Krishna is so wonderful that Krishna himself accepts the form of a devotee to taste it fully. See, first you got to taste this. Not the other way. You can't. That's what a lot of people, because it's so hard to taste this. Unless you're a devotee already, okay? That you'll try to think, oh, it's about going out and making devotees, but you're not a devotee yourself yet. So what are you making? That's why a lot of these people will think, well, these like ISKCON devotees who go before Prabhupada and say, okay, here I am, man. I made devotees. I brought so many bhaktas to you. See, I have all these followings here. And Prabhupada said, well, I'm sorry, you're not purified, You didn't understand the essence is to follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and make it to where you can taste this bhakti first. Then you make this up. Then you become guru. Like I did, when this guru thing came spontaneously from a lot of tasting this relationship with the Lord. Then it came naturally, spontaneously, people came. And then Prabhupada confirmed, and Krishna confirmed, just like in the book. That book to be written, Caitanya Caritamrita, was confirmed by the Vaishnavas, gave the order. And Krishna himself, also, the garland came down to Krishna Das Kaviraj. Same thing in this preaching, was confirmed and ordained by the Vaishnavas, by Prabhupada, who heads the Vaishnava line. And also confirmed by Krishna. Those who come here will get Krishna's darshan. And first you'll get Radha's darshan, First Radha comes, devotion comes. And then Krishna automatically appears. He appears as the verses. He appears as the verses, so much so you get this urge to preach the truth in this world. And let all hell break loose. It's because God break loose, man. If you're not breaking hell loose, then you're not. Hell is still in town. It still is in force. You got to break hell loose, man. Break it loose. Loosen that hell. Loosen the hell people are in. You need to learn to chew before you swallow, because you might choke. You see, inconclusive. You read that. Is that conclusive there, Lalita? Read what he said.
You need to learn to chew before you swallow, because you might choke, but we swallow immediately.
And see, this is what I'm talking about there, Madhusudan, and everybody else like this. When I say something, I have a gauge. I look, oh, how did this person receive it? That's not what I'm talking about. See, if I disappear, he would say, yeah, I heard from Gohari Das, and this is what it is. But that's not what I said. That's not what I meant. So I'll correct it. Let's swap them here. You may not like it because maybe your opinion is different. I don't know.
We get full amounts. We get full amounts.
Yeah.
We-
See, you taste this, and the swallowing is automatically. It's part of. You don't need to swallow it. No, you taste and swallow at the same time. But the thing is, to preach this, you have to be tasting this to be empowered to preach it, to have the right understanding to preach what wakes the Lord in the heart up. So, if anybody wants to be like that, you have to really hear attentively and abandon your opinions. Swarb Damodar would do just what I did with you, Madhusudana. He would examine the verses, and because they're devotees, you're a devotee, the Lord, but they speculate still because they have a different opinion. They think,
It even comes in big waves. You have no time to chew.
yeah, yeah. So that's the correction. Now I'll give that to Lord Chaitanya. He'll take it. Whether you take it, I don't know. We'll see. So you got to hear the conclusions in alignment in the revealed scriptures. Remember that verse? Even a fool can get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 3 or 4, and first verse. They're all related, both those verses in the first verses of those two chapters. Even a fool who gets the mercy of Lord Chaitanya can communicate the Krishna's pastimes in the vision of the revealed scriptures. See, and part of the pastime is what he does. He tastes his bhakti here. See, we're serving Lord Chaitanya's mission of tasting and getting empowered by that tasting, and then communicating it to others that taste. No one else can do that. Acharya Dev can't do it. Radhanath can't do it unless they're tasting like that. And they haven't proved to me they're tasters yet. That's why anybody ready to move on from that Vaidhi platform, whether they're gurus like them or their followers, you have the chance now to become a taster, to follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya came to this world. This is chapter 3 or 4, I think, 3 or 4 of Adi Lila. He came to accept the path of ecstatic devotion. Well, Lalita did, River did. That's why they accepted. Acharya Dev, Radhanath, they haven't accepted. Jayapataka, they haven't accepted. So they're still learning how to go deeper. And so I preach this, I give them a chance. If they disagree, there you go. There's that different opinion. So you followers, you want to follow people who have a different opinion. I say this is Krishna's opinion. I can prove it to you. I'll stick your nose in the book and I'll show you that Lord Chaitanya came here to accept the path of ecstatic devotion. Well, we have accepted. Don't we show we've accepted this? We not only accept it, we communicate it as the best path, like Lord Chaitanya did. Lord Chaitanya came to preach that. Oh, this is so good. Hey, man, who wants to follow this wonderful path? See? So, that's following the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, I don't care how big a guru you are, you're not doing that yet. Yeah, Narayan Raj, in a sense, he didn't show that he accepted this path. Or maybe he's saying he accepted it, but who knows? All this stuff. Everything's unclear. But he didn't follow yet in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Following the footsteps means following in the footsteps. That means accepting the path of ecstatic love and then preaching that. He didn't actually. He he told one of my disciples, my ex-wife, and the other guy that's still there. He said, "Well, no, Gaur Haridas, he's not qualified. That ecstasy is not real. It's what do you call it? It's shadow attachment. Shadow. See, shadow attachment you get from a living ecstatic devotee. See, that's what you get. But even his concept was wrong. What ecstatic devotee that living ecstatic devotee did I get this ecstasy from? There was none around. He wasn't even, I didn't get any ecstasy from him. If anything, it brought me down to this buzzing bee thing. It was not. It was not like this. I had to leave that association to get purified. Can you believe this? That's the way it was. Because I accepted that as the same thing. I tried it. Okay, because, in Putana, that Putana obstacle is it's very subtle, man. She went right into Vrindavan, looked just like a devotee, and everything, and acted like a devotee and all this stuff. But only Krishna knew. So it's very subtle, these things. So I had to go in there. I went follow a year and a half waiting for this monumentous bhakti. They're all saying, "Oh well, don't worry, we're all hiding it. We've really got it," and all this, And all I saw, false ego, pride, wanting to be big sannyasis, all these things. I thought, what is this? So that's not it. Etiquettes. Oh yeah, I saw a lot of rules, a lot of etiquettes, and a lot of impure hearts that couldn't get their taints purified by ecstatic worship. That's what So thank you very much, Narayan Raj, and your group. You helped me get me really clear about what it isn't and what it is. See, highest truth is reality. Well, I came in with that. Distinguished from illusion, even that. No, that ain't it. No. And people, if you disagree with this opinion, well, then you stay where you are, and you can say anybody here can go to that group, and you see there's no ecstasy in there, not like this. Oh, they got a lot of etiquettes, and they'll be nice, just like here. You come here, you could be a nice person, all that ain't nice enough to get the mercy that's here. You got to be dedicated to this path, man. You got to, you follow the path. You got to trust in the process. Come to that point, because if you think you know what we know just because you're a nice person, oh, you're going to see that's a skin cell. So people see they're caught up in the Putana obstacle. Putana looks like a Vrindavan resident, but isn't it? She doesn't worship in the mood of the devotees there. That's when I went to the Narayan Raj and Radhakut Babaji's. They were not worshiping in the mood of the devotees there. The pure mood, the real natural thing. And or they're hiding. They say they're hiding it, but I don't believe it. Nor should anybody else now. Why should you believe people that are hiding the truth? Isn't it the truth that's going to set us free? What is the truth we need to know?
Wait, you're frozen again, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna.
Rama Rama Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Rama Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Are we back?
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna now. Are we back or what?
Krishna
Yeah,
Hare
welcome back,
Yeah,
Maharaj.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what it comes down to, is accepting the opinion of the experienced devotees. It's so important. That's why I kind of put it out a little bit more directly now, give people a chance, because there are people, they're going to come right out and say, no, we have a different opinion. Okay? And so now it's like it's information war in a sense. But if I don't put out that this is, if you follow this opinion, you're going to get the result of love of God, that is really the intelligent thing to do, is follow this opinion because it works. See, it gets you the result of ecstatic devotion. See, so that's the idea. Otherwise, if you're following, I don't care who it is, and the opinion is not Krishna's opinion, or Krishna's opinion is not being expressed in this world, then you're following an inferior path, whatever it is. Even if the person, they could be so sincere, they could be really good and everything, but still, if you're not getting the full truth, you're not being set free. Not like this. I mean, Krishna consciousness is the highest, amazing, most amazing goal of life, is to attain the deepest revelation of God. See, well, that's being given here now, but you need the devotion to ascertain this, to even ascertain this preaching. That's why you got to get purified by hearing, to develop faith in and Guru Tattva. You got to get purified. If you really want Krishna, you will listen, and you either it'll be easy for you, or maybe you have these blocks of wanting, whatever the anarthas are, but you keep on listening because you really want this relationship with God. It's attractive to you. So you got to trust the process and follow it if you want this intimate relation. Like, there are people say, well, I don't know if I want to be that, like that. I don't know if I want to be as ecstatic as Lalita. See? Well, to be that, you have to go get purified too. Even as River, you got to get purified to get to that point. Otherwise, if it's just good enough for you just to, be good and follow a good path, then that's all you get. The Lord, see, whatever mellow you worship the Lord, either transcendental or mundane, mode of goodness, like to be a good recycler and all that. Okay, the Lord reciprocates. Oh, good. Okay, you make you feel good. You put a can in the trash can. Oh, very nice. See, that's your ecstasy, is doing to be virtuous, virtue signaling on the mode of goodness. See me, I did this, a good deed, and see, I'm really superior, but that's, see, that's not like, this is another level. Okay? This is another level of sacrifice, and it's like a sacrifice that's not even like a sacrifice. It doesn't, I always was taught sacrifice means you got to lose something. Here, once you get, the only thing you'll lose in the beginning is your conditioning. Just so it's out of the way, so you can taste more nectar. And once you're in there, what's there to lose? It's like, what kind of, this sacrifice is like breathing. Oh yeah, sacrifice breathing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Glorifying the truth is the sacrifice. They don't like it. So what, man? It's truth. It'll set them free. Let them know at least, that they got the different opinion than Krishna's opinion. Yeah. Yeah. The bottom line is, man, the path is here. What do you got? You got all the ducks in a row. Everything is boom, 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 boom. All you got to do is sit in front here because you got everything. You got Guru here, see? And you got the Shastras here. See? Conclusive truth is being preached. I'm not having the Shastras here and Guru here like Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta. Guru is there and Shastra is there. Just missing one thing. The confidential word. The confidential truth. To see it emanate, like Lord Chaitanya showed it, and the conclusive truth, glorifying that and not glorifying rules and regulations and all that stuff. You got to do what Lord Chaitanya did. You got to have the order and be empowered like that. Otherwise, you don't get that result. Love of God will not be here, like it's not here except here. It's not on this planet like this except here in this Sangha. Because they're not doing like that. You got to do like that, like this. You got to have a real guru here who is a real devotee who had tasted transcendental mellows. Okay? And they have to preach the confidential message in the book. Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta didn't do that enough. There was not time ready for that. Okay? And then you got to have somebody sitting in front of you listening to that confidential message. And then to proof that you got that happening is the result is love of Krishna in your heart awakening. You get the purification and all that, and love of Krishna awakens. And not even waiting till you're completely pure. See, you get the gardener. See, you get the with the Lord in the heart starts working from the inside, and the guru works from the outside. Yeah, see, that's the real thing. So don't give me any of this stuff now out there, oh, my guru is so great and everything. Well, what's great is what's happening now for you if you want love of Krishna. Otherwise, you're just in externals and speculation. Oh, this is so great, this path my guru preached and everything. Yeah, did you get love of Krishna yet? Well, that prema, my guru said after many lifetimes. Narayan Raj said after many lifetimes I'll get prema. Well, hey, man, that's not as great as this. Why, you want to just preach that your path is better? Well, it is. Love of Krishna is being given in this life. Come on, wake up. What are you, an idiot or something? Are you illogical? This is greater than Narayan Raj's path. This is greater than the Radhakund Baba. They're all telling you you're going to get after many lifetimes. It's so high to get prema. Yeah, it's so high unless you come here and follow the path that Lord Chaitanya preached, that Gohar is preaching also. The Prabodhananda to preach that she preaches from every morning. See? The mercy, apply your intelligence there. You Narayan Raj followers, you ISKCON gurus, ISKCON followers, you blind leaders, and you blind you're blind unless you know the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You're just a blind fellow. So you blind fellows, come over here. We'll open your eyes. We'll do the miracle, man. We'll open your heart. Your heart will open. We'll do some real heart surgery here. Come to the best path on the planet, man. If love of Krishna, love of Gauranga is available, that's the best path, isn't it? We read that today. You want to be a most glorified person without a false ego? You won't even have to. The people will see you. You exhibit ecstatic love, so much so that the demons will wonder. Well, hey, what's going to be envious of you, jealous of you, and call you Sahaja and everything. That's just proof that you're potent. You're purifying them automatically. They cannot help but get purified. That's all the garbage inside them that they've been like a pus boil, like a boil, inside, and that's you're bringing it out by your ecstasy and by your word, man, your truth. It's like now we're popping a lot of Narayan Raj bubbles there. There's still some pus in there. Hey, man, it's only the truth. No, who are you to say that? Go, all right, well, I'll tell you, I'm a person who has the result and gives the result to others. And whether you come here, that's the only place you should go now. Why? Because it's the best place to go, is where love of God is being relished and preached. Because that's where you'll find the real Lord Chaitanya. That's where you find the real conception, revealing the real Lord Chaitanya, not concealing him through speculations. See, they concealed the real path, didn't they? Narayan Maharaj concealed the real path still. The real path is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Who has ascertained that is the real place, the best place to be. Why take many lifetimes when you can get it now? Just by hearing the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya, by receiving the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya, which we distribute here, which is simply the inclination to hear and chant about the holy name and fame and pastimes of the Lord, and be attached to that, to love to come and hear that. Listening to this preaching every day and being in association with this amazing Sangha has been the greatest gift of my life. And everything has felt increasingly better and stronger as a result. And it is just better and better and better all the time. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for appreciating. See, that's the path. When you're hearing from such a place, and you see, she didn't have all these opinions to abandon. It was easy for her. That's why you see, Jesus said, I came to free the captives and preach the good news to the poor. See, the captives are those captivated by various illusions, various speculations on the path. You get attached to what you think is the real path to God. It could be some inferior, it could be religion, materially motivated religion, which is most of Vaishnavism now. Okay? We're not on the path of materially motivated religion. We're on the path of truth, spirit and truth, like Jesus said. The Lord's very much looking for that worship in spirit and truth. Okay? Lord Chaitanya said the same thing, just made it more clear. That spirit is the spirit of devotion, which reveals the truth in the name, reveals the truth in the scriptures. The deeper truth. And we're preaching that. We got the order to preach the deeper truth, the confidential truth. See? That breaks hell loose. See, breaks that hell in you loose, loosens it. Before it was tightly bound to you, the modes of nature, the conditioning, loosens that. Otherwise, you're bound by that rope of illusion. By their word, ignorance is destroyed. That's the guru, man. From them ecstatic prem emanates. See? So the word you get is to break that hell loose now. See? Prabhupada, could you imagine Prabhupada having to deal with so many people? Their hell is breaking loose by telling all these things. Wouldn't be able to do it. He wouldn't have got the books out. That's why you do it in stages. Get the books out, man. Get them to work for Krishna for a while. See, now we circling back. It's like that the president's speaker there says, we'll circle back to that. Well, Prabhupada was thinking, we'll circle back to the details for the sake of Acharya days, whoever's alive still, Radhanaths and all. We're circling back now to the details in Prabhupada's books that you guys don't know. Connection here that gives the potency for prema bhakti, if I get it. Yeah, exactly. It's the connection here. So don't be so daunted. Sometimes, like, yeah, don't be daunted by the coarseness of some disciples sometimes here. Sometimes we got some rough and tumbles here. So just realize our group is growing. And so a lot of people they bring into they're in the shower, just take that as give just keep give them some slack, and if you need to back off a little bit from people or devotees here, this goes for everybody, because you got to understand not everybody is there, perfectly. We're all in the shower in various degrees. So it's worth it, man. Look at what's being given. Hang in there no matter what. Don't get offended. If you get offended, look like, oh, that's my for me to also learn from. Because ultimately you're not, we're not offended, really. So just don't, just stick in there. Just realize you got to, be intelligent. Realize our group is bigger. The purification is intense. Not everybody is perfect in our sangha, and deals with each other perfectly. So otherwise, just you'll see it from a mundane point of view, and that's not good. Yes. Okay. So Sri Advaita Acharya is Lord Chaitanya's incarnation of devotee. Therefore, these three tattvas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita Goswami, are the predominators or masters. One of them is Mahaprabhu. Well, wait a second. Advaita Acharya is Lord Chaitanya's incarnation as a devotee. Therefore, these three tattvas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita, are predominators or masters. That's why you see, even the spiritual master represents Advaita, Nityananda. See, they consider, so they are the empowered masters or predominators. See, that's why you give such respect to a bona fide spiritual master if you're lucky to get one in some lifetime. See? And it's just because they're empowered to represent the Lord. They're like that. People live, most intelligent people, they leave this good as God concept because they see people who are not like that are not meant to be predominators, because they're predominated by the Lord's Maya. See, an empowered devotee is not. They're predominated by the spiritual potency of the Lord. See, that overshadows them. See? So that's why a devotee never says they're God. They teach about the Lord, the Krishna. They get their great happiness in glorifying. See, they make just like the Lord glorifies his devotees. The most glorified person is because the Lord glorifies them. See, it makes the devotee radiant, makes the devotee attractive, makes their words true and beautiful. See, the Lord is glorifying them, most glorified. And then naturally, the people who come, they see, oh, this person, they give great respect. If you come and you listen to a bona fide spiritual master, you realize they're not some crazy person. That's what they thought of Shukadev Goswami, he had a following. When he appeared to Maharaj Parikshit, he had a following of persons following him. You know what they were doing? They were throwing stuff at him. They were laughing at him, joking about him. He appeared like a madman. And Maharaj Parikshit, because he was purified enough, he said, oh, I can see this. I want to hear from you. Let me hear from you. And the more he heard, the more he realized, oh, look at this. This person is the most glorified person. He heard things that nobody else said. Go ahead, Lalita. What?
Meanwhile, you glorify Krishna, of course, by glorifying.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. I was going to circle back to that one. But you're right. It's true. Yeah. See, and the devotee is glorifying Krishna. Okay? See, and glorifying, see, making Krishna appear by his glorification. See, making Krishna look more radiant. That's why it keeps you guys here. You people that are really getting this, like Amy and others, you think, oh, I don't want to come here. I'm like fed because, see, we're presenting Krishna in a very beautiful way, like a Srila way. See? You got to present that. Well, don't get this title Srila to anybody. It's for those who present Krishna as Krishna is and it beautifully. You know, because it's the conception is beautiful, it's wonderful, it's perfect, it's as it is. It's in line with the vision of the revealed scriptures. Tonight going to go live. Yeah, you got to go live, man. Yeah. Don't worry, you get a few tomatoes and stuff like that. You just got to shake it off and keep going. See, I shake off when I get some, problems or something. I get to shake it off and come back. All right, good. Thank you, Madhusudana, for putting your ideas out. Let me see. You should do that more. Just keep putting your ideas out. And if they need some correction, even though you may not agree with me, it doesn't matter. Put them out there and let us have some. We'll play unscrabble game here. Religion without philosophy is sentiment or sometimes fanaticism, while philosophy without religion is mental speculation. Srila Prabhupada. Oh, I'm going to do it. Yeah, that's one way to do it. So religion without philosophy is sentiment. Actually, if you have the real philosophy of Krishna consciousness, you have the real religion. That's why you see Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion. And Jesus also said, the Lord is looking for worship in spirit and truth. See, truth. See, this is the real religion, is worshiping spirit and truth. See, otherwise, religion is usually materially tinged, because you could see people in religion, they got all kinds of alloys in there, material motivations and speculations and all of that. See, so you need to have what is actually beyond religion and the pure religion is truth. Pure religion is truth, not ceremonies and all that. No, just the truth, the truth. I don't need any ceremonies here. We don't need to do that. All we have to do is make our church one of spirit and truth. That's it. And you feel it. You feel, wow, this is really solid. This is what the four walls of a nice, people, they don't know this and they end up having to build these gorgeous temples. See, everything is external. Wow, you look, wow, God, this must be God's place. Could be empty of the spirit completely. But, look how God has got to be here. It's so big, walls and all kinds of decorations. Big deities, huge. The Panchatattva, huge deities. God must be here. Gorgeous worship and all of that. And you hear this, the sounds and all of that stuff, Well, is the spirit there? When I went to the temple there, I had to kind of retract back because they're all doing the Swami step, and if you're not doing it exactly that way, they started looking at what's going on here. See, you'd rather be alone. I was alone in my room mostly in Mayapur, and Govinda and Rangaleka would come, and we'd have a great time. We couldn't do that in a temple. You could see some videos when we were in Mayapur, have fantastic time there worshiping the Lord in ecstasy. It was like, locking the door and like Lord Chaitanya did. That's where they actually had their awakening. They didn't have it in the temple. They had it, coming to our informal classes. That's right. Just a brief cameo. That's good. Not too long, just an appearance and disappearance. While philosophy without religion is mental speculation. Yeah, even though Prabhupada said that, I would still, I'd still see. I like to give the details. He may put out stuff like, see, that's why I say, better, if those who are really behind this, what we're doing, put out our sayings. And Prabhupada will appreciate that more because then you're on with the progressive mission. Because even that I have to sit there and make it right in all this.
Yeah.
And I don't why I need to. I don't but okay. Or sometimes all right. While philosophy without religion is mental, you can have religion and it's still mental speculation, and you can have mental speculation still religion. So that's not. We need to go deeper into that.
You can change it in ecstasy. You can change the word religion in Satchitananda.
Yeah. Well, all you can do that to make it more clear. Um, See, he's saying religion is sentiment, is the feeling. Okay, so if you want to make religion, what is real religion? Well, it's the heart of Lord Chaitanya. The real religion is the ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya. If you want to make religion sentiment, you want to say religion is sentiment. Okay, well, the real religion is ecstasy, ecstatic love of God. Okay, and the philosophy is the truth about that. That's all you need is that love, that see in spirit and truth. You notice that's all we do. I don't need any gorgeous deities or anything. I just present the gorgeous deity, which is the clear conception of the absolute truth. Okay? In spirit, in ecstatic ecstasy. It's better to be an outspoken atheist than a hypocrite.
That's
It's
true.
better, yeah. It's better to be an outspoken atheist than a hypocrite. Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, a hypocrite is actually more or less an atheist. They're more dangerous. Bhakti Vinod said the hypocrite is more dangerous than
Yeah, because they're misleading people.
yeah, because
Atheists.
at least you know where an atheist is being. Well, he's an atheist. You identify them. These hypocrites, you don't. They could be a sannyasi and a guru, like this pope. This pope is turning out to be a new world order guy. They're only interested in money. They got billions of dollars, just billions. They call them in now. Oh yeah, bring all our billions from all the Swiss bank accounts and everything. They collect that all from you, man. They're oppressors and oppressing you and lying to you and keeping things hidden. And you're all worshiping these popes, these people out there. See, they're the sheeple. They're the innocent. Actually innocent. There are so many people that Lord Chaitanya, like I walk down the street and you can see poor people. They're, you know, but unfortunately they listen to the government now. They believe in their authorities and they've got their little masks on in open air. I mean, really tight now, a lot of them. Unbelievable. You see, and so and they go get their injections and all that. They believe their government, but the government is lying to them. Maya lies, man, all the way up into religion. Your gurus are lying to you. They can't help it. Nobody can help it under the modes of nature. That's why Jesus said, "Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they do. They're in ignorance." You gurus are in ignorance still. You're not gurus yet. Not really. You got to prove that you're a guru, man. Deliver some disciples. Deliver ecstasy so they're delivered. Otherwise, without ecstatic love, you're not delivered yet. This is the way of delivery in Vaishnavism. There is no other practical way is other than the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Everything else is useless path now. What? Okay, if you want to follow more or less useless paths, go ahead. But I'm going to preach. Why follow useless paths? Come and take this one. The mercy of Lord Chaitanya is extraordinary. There's nothing like it in this universe. You can't get this kind of mercy with Jesus. And Jesus will be happy about me saying that because it's true. This is the stuff that you people couldn't bear. They're still hearing the messages that those persons heard 2,000 years ago. Aren't they? They're preaching from that book. And Jesus said, this stuff I preached, there's more to tell you, but you can't bear it. And they're still hearing that book, right? Well, this is what you couldn't bear before. So for anybody intelligent Christian, you come here, you're going to get that. Otherwise, you're staying with the old preaching. Same thing, you Vaishnavas in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Smriti or anywhere. You're staying with the old teaching. It's old now. This is the New Testament for Vaishnavas. See, this is the confidential truth. This is why Lord Chaitanya came here. See, this is the revelation of his mercy, why he is the most merciful of all incarnations. How are you going to know that unless you are an example of that mercy? How? How can you say you really worship Lord Chaitanya if you're not a recipient of that mercy? To say, wow, look at me, a fallen dog. And that Lord is living in me, has given me the revelation of what it is to be a resident of Vrindavan, even though I'm a doggish person. Did you get that from Narayan Raj? No, you had to be superstar devotee. Oh, only the superstar devotees are exalted. Therefore, there's no hope for you, because who's like that? Yeah, go ahead.
It's confidential truth for those who are trustworthy. How can you know that you are trustworthy? You've got to experience it. You really experience this, that the Lord starts to trust you more and more and more, that you're trustworthy. You
You
really
got to follow the process.
absolutely.
You got to really listen here. See, not everybody really listens. That's why you see Bhakti Siddhanta said Prabhupada was listening, and he probably noticed a lot of his own disciples were not. They were all, because they're even here. Some people are still at that level. They can't listen. They got all their conditioning and their desires, going on, and they got to run around and they, all kinds of, they don't really listen. See, yeah, go ahead.
But even for those who don't hear, even if you don't understand the language, even for those who are here and don't hear, they get this purification as well. It's
Yeah.
especially being here at the lotus feet of the bona fide spiritual master, and stay faithful and stay close.
Yeah, especially if you're just listening, you can listen to the vibration. You can be here with that. See? So anyway, that's how it works. And if you follow that, and that's all the only reason I'm using examples to teach people, hey, you can get this mercy of Lord Chaitanya because it's available now. everything I said in this thing is not to put anybody down, just to put it in perspective. To put Narayan Maharaj's preaching in perspective with this, preaching of Christianity in perspective with this. Then choose. I mean, what is the best path to do? Do you want this ecstatic devotion? You should not be carried away by the dictation of the mind, but the mind should be carried by your dictation. Yeah, but you see, that's still that's the Vaidhi thing. See, again, you should not be carried away. See, you should. Again, you should not be carried by the dictation of the mind. Well, yeah, that's true. But the mind should be carried away by your dictation. So, usually by force. This is what they teach in sadhana bhakti. But ultimately, it's carried away when you get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's carried away by the Lord's dictation as you and through you. See? But you're still trying to attain that stage, and you'll be doing that path a long time. See? That's why better to be with this preaching now. Otherwise, you're back in that, and that's more leaning towards the Vaidhi way and not clarifying these. Then I have to clarify all that stuff. You know? So either you want to serve Prabhupada's mission of Vaidhi, and then go ahead and just keep promoting those things, or you promote this preaching here. Isn't that what they're doing? They're taking all Prabhupada to promote his preaching, right? People are out there transcribing and doing these things and putting his sayings up, and people are following, right? Okay. Yeah. But are you on this mission or Prabhupada's mission? See, this mission is the progressive one now. For this, that was 50 years ago. So if you've done enough of that, you can come and get on the progressive mission here, and you'll feel it. When you get behind this, you'll be like Govinda. Isn't Govinda inspired? Doesn't he do some practical stuff? He likes to do that. See, serving the mission, or preaching, or doing something, you'll like to do that. See, you like to put out this philosophy and this understanding of it. This is postgraduate. If it's postgraduate, we're preaching this. That means people can learn a deeper thing. But that's why I got the go ahead to preach this. So those who take advantage are very fortunate. You'll be the most glorified person. You want to be better than these gurus? And I don't mean like, I want to be better. I mean, you'll be better than these gurus. You'll be better than them. Why? Because you get the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and they don't got it yet. They haven't figured it out yet. That's why I'm preaching like this, to give them a chance to get some attention over there. Like, I hate you, or whatever, something, man. Make some contact. Just tell you the truth, man. You don't come here, unless you show that you're actually worshiping the Lord in ecstatic love and conclusive truth, then you're going to die without it. You need to hear this, because you're going to get that experience of dying without it, and the result of that, which is you're not going to Vrindavan yet. Yeah, go ahead there, Lalita.
Yeah, that word should, that just falls from the whole situation for me. It falls away because of the higher taste that I receive here. I'm dictating my mind then at those moments.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord is dictating the mind then at those moments. There is no should anymore. It's going
no should. The should is like, well, I got to force myself,
Yeah,
because I should do it.
Yeah.
Night as well as admitted you're addicted to the Lord. Yeah. This mission is also included in Prabhupada's mission because all the information comes from the books. Yeah, exactly. bring out those spontaneous parts. Just like the varieties, I noticed they preach from Prabhupada and they emphasize the other part. So yeah. But you see, that's why I'm still. You'll see as you're preaching, just even though it's unpopular right now, it's unpopular. The opinion's different. Nobody likes a different opinion, right? Everyone wants to conform. We're conditioned like that. Conform with the world, conform with ISKCON. Let's be, we want to be conformists, right? It's more comfortable. It doesn't cause any waves. See, Jesus could have conformed with the Pharisees, right? He didn't have to have that different opinion that all the Pharisees, everybody but Nicodemus. See, Jesus said, I have sheep in different folds, and he was one of those sheeps. Nicodemus out of all the Pharisees.
Yeah, Ramaitas, he compared you with Jesus. He meant it in very negatively, but you should take it as a compliment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he compared Gohar like
Yeah,
Jesus?
yeah. Jesus also had a different opinion, and he was a partisan in Luke and blah blah blah. But I said, oh, man,
Yeah, he did have a different opinion. Yeah, different than the Pharisees.
yeah, that's just what
Yeah,
needs to be.
that was
And
good. That was
yeah,
wonderful.
and he said it was a sect, etc. I said, but it's the biggest religion for more than 2,000 years.
See, you've got Ramdas Vijayavasi obsessing over you. See, and what we're doing here, he can't give it up now. See, he's obsessed. He's like Kamsa, just obsessed with Jarasan. They all become obsessed. And it's an attraction. You'll see. You'll probably become purified from this. See, one of them is Mahaprabhu, and the other two are Prabhus. These two Prabhus serve the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. They see their masters, but Mahaprabhu is the supreme master. They serve him. See why? Because he's the Lord. He's God. I mean, so they come as devotees and they become predominators. So the Lord wants. See, this is the perfection of what these demons want. What Bill Gates and Fauci's and the World Economic Forum guy, Schwab, and all of them. They want to be predominators, but in the wrong way, in the way that just gives them all kinds of karma. Here, you become a predominator. See, why? Because you're predominated by Lord Chaitanya. You want to be. The Lord loved it. He wanted to show, hey, man, let me be I'm God also, and I want to see how it feels to be a devotee predominated by myself. How wonderful that is. He was attractive to him. Look at Radharani. She's predominated by me. Look how much love she has for me. Look at that, what she's relishing. See, that's a real predominator into perfect. That's the pure predomination thing. That's where you're predominated by the spiritual potency, gives you the power to predominate over Maya. People will surrender to you as guru correctly because of truth. You'll get the best, not all these neophytes. Could you imagine? I'd rather have, look, I get choice association here. The Lord chooses. Oh, Gore, I got a good one for you. I got a little, look at the Fanny. Let's bring Fanny to you. Oh, yeah. I got another one, Amy, Yeah. Another one, Govinda, Lalita, River. Yeah, I got another good one. See, a lot of good ones we get. Janardhan, we got here. He'll be the one you take a while to catch, because he'll take the hook out of his mouth for a while, and then he'll put it back in. And then you'll have some of those whoppers, the big heavy ones, they're out there flopping all over the place on the Karunas out there flopping this way and this way and that way. It takes a while to reel them in. It's just you got to have a big pole, just, wow. And some of the give up on that. No, I ain't gonna. I get somebody hooked into this. I ain't gonna give up on them. I gotta just got to do a little more work. That's all. It's part of the challenge. Oh, you think Jesus was kidding when he said, "I'm going to make you fishermen of men"? Yeah, you guys are also fisher. You're learning to be good fishermen. It does bring us the cream of the crop. Yeah, right. Nice devotees here. Nice. Ah. There are innumerable pure devotees of the Lord headed by Srivas Thakur, who are known as unalloyed devotees. See, pure devotee is a good definition because a lot of people say, oh, is he a pure devotee? But nobody knows what it means. Is this person a pure devotee? It means unalloyed. The Lord came here to give you unalloyed devotion. Okay? And that he gives you his pure self, and then all of the taints just go because of that. You just worship the Lord, with an unalloyed heart. And there might be stuff in your mind and all that stuff that comes out more. Gets it. But he gives you his real presence there. You know that. Isn't that amazing? He's not waiting for you to become perfect like Narayan Raj was preaching. Oh, you get to Anartha Nivritti first before you get Ruchi. Oh, yeah, and Gohari. Well, he has a different, Gohari has a different opinion. Oh, you come here and very easily, Lord will give you prema, bhakti, and work from the inside out. He'll just destroy all those things so much faster. Because that's the why of the Lord. See, I'll reveal to you what's in the books that he didn't. He didn't reveal the prema and he didn't reveal the conception. So it's better to be here, isn't it? Just from a logical point of view. He didn't reveal the prema. He even said, I'm gonna take it away. He told him this one lady had some tears for Krishna when she read the pastimes, and then it disappeared when she took initiation. This is a true story, man. And then Narayan Raj said, I took it away so you can preach. Okay. All right, fine. You followed that path. Are you ready for this path? Are you ready to have the tears back so you can preach this way, like Lord Chaitanya preached? Are we more in line with that? Are we more in line with the deep conception and confidential truth of Chaitanya Leela?
How can you preach without ecstasy?
Well, you can preach rules and regulations and ceremonies, external things, if that's attractive. That might be attractive for some, religion people. A lot of people follow religion. See, but you want to be an unalloyed devotee, you come here. The Lord will very easily give you unalloyed devotion in spite of you still having some things in you. It's just like the story of Christ being born in a barn with the animals. See, still the Christ was born there, right? See, that Christ is that attraction, that pure attraction for the Lord. That's called Bhakti Lata Bij. Nothing like it. See, and just by watering that attraction, all the stuff that's in your mind and the dirt and the taints and all that go away. This has not been preached in Vaishnavism, not since Prabodhanandana Saraswati and others back then. We're in revival. See, isn't this opinion differ than Narayan Raj and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Samiti and ISKCON? But is it the wrong opinion or really the essential right opinion? See, you can check all this in a book, but their opinions are not in the books. They might be in the purports when the preaching, Prabhupada mixing things for alloyed persons because they can't taste anything better. You see also why they had to separate the two opinions, because the two opinions, if they get together, they starts fighting, and then you can't really relish. It's just more fighting. Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing to hear in a society of devotees. Here, because you can see, we can flow, go with the flow, and just, you know, and you get more and more clear about what is real. We're not sitting there spending all our energy fighting and debating and all that stuff.
It's a big difference with what the students do. They always debate because they all speculate.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, they don't know the, yeah, yeah. I think we'll take a break here a little bit. Let's take a little break. 2 hours fit. Boy, it went fast today. Started a little bit late too. Did you enjoy this also?
Oh yeah, Guru Maharaj, of course.
I felt like I was a little bit. I was a little bit tired. Woke up too early, and then I, went back to bed. I
No,
don't
it
know if I
was
got enough rest.
perfect class. Very, very, very nice class.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Thank you,
Thank
Evo, Amy, Janarda, River, Langlita Ganga, Govinda, Dean Smith, Janaki. See, and that's those are people that I see. Andromeda. And then there's others here. They're up to 21, 22 people coming. Some I don't even know. Hey, oh, Rade was probably here, but I didn't see her on things. She's probably under that name. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody.